welcome to Whispering Willows. I'm Tanya, and I'm your psychic medium.
I'm Jamie, and I'm a psychotherapist.
And today we are going to be playing Never Have I Ever.
Yes.
So we're going to learn a couple of things about each other and just kind of to have a fun time and show you guys that we're not perfect. I mean, not that we've ever claimed to be. But everybody makes mistakes and you learn from all of your mistakes, but laughter is healing.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to share this with you all.
Yeah, just have a little fun.
Yep.
Keep it light today.
Light. All right. So the first one, never have I ever faked being sick to get out of something.
I want to say I have, but I can't remember a specific story.
Oh,
but I'm
great.
sure I have.
So let me tell my story. Because if you know, you know.
What's your story?
My story is this guy wanted to come visit because I live at the beach now. And he wanted to visit. And I had apparently said, okay, you can come and visit. But I really didn't want him to come visit.
You did at first.
I think I did at first, but it started scaring me because he was, doing too much. He was sending me pictures of all these tropical shirts and stuff, and I was just like...
He wanted her to pick out his wardrobe.
Yeah, he did, and I was just like, this is not, you can come visit, and we'll hang out, and no, we're not going to be, a couple.
They were not in a relationship.
No, we were not in a relationship, and I didn't want to be in a relationship with him. And so I faked COVID, and I hope that he never, ever fucking sees this because I felt so horrible. I felt bad after it, okay? I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this.
And COVID a little while later.
And then I got COVID. Yes.
And
then I got COVID. It was the next... No, yeah, it was a little while later.
Right
after that, yeah, I had gotten COVID. So that's what I get for lying.
Yep, that was karma.
My karma. It happened instantly, basically. Okay, you go for one.
Never have I ever met a celebrity. Have you?
Yep.
Okay. I met 3, I think.
Oh, 3?
Well, no, okay. So, Miley Cyrus, I waited on her. I was waitressing at a restaurant in Savannah, and she came in with her cast. They were filming the movie that takes place on Tybee Island.
Song?
Yeah,
The Last Song. Last Song.
Yes,
Okay,
they were
yeah.
filming that, and so there was paparazzi all over the restaurant outside, and she was not 21 yet. I just knew that because it was Miley Cyrus, and you know how old she is. She was 19, I think. And I was because they were feeding her alcoholic drinks.
Oh.
And I was like, I am sure as hell not going to be the person who cards Miley Cyrus and takes away her drink. So I let her drink. I was not going to enforce that one.
Nice. So I used to work for Christian Dior, and we would always have our training in this super fancy hotel in Birmingham, Michigan. And at the time that we were having our training, they were filming Transformers. And guess who's in Transformers? Mark Wahlberg. So we're in the lobby, and we see Mark Wahlberg, and one of the girls is this at him, and he's going and then all of a sudden he goes, but for my daughter. She goes, for my daughter.
Aww.
She loves you. And then he was like, okay. And he kind of just relentlessly talked to us or whatever. But we were all circled around him and we're talking to him. But it kind of ruined it for me because when you see them in the movies, it's way different. He's really short. So
I've heard that, yeah.
He's very short. But he was nice. So yeah, that was cool.
I also saw Vince Vaughn in a bar one time in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
He was filming the Jennifer Aniston movie.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember. Is it The Breakup?
Yeah.
Yeah, The Breakup.
Good job.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I didn't have the kahunas to go up and talk to him. I walked past him and I kind of did a nervous little wave, and that was it. So, I didn't talk to him.
Cute. Let's see. Never have I ever played a musical instrument.
Yeah.
I have. Mine's very boring. I just played the flute.
But you were.
And I never went to band camp, so everyone else.
You were first chair,
I was
right?
first chair.
See?
So.
That's not boring, Parker. I played the piano growing up. And then when I got to middle school, everybody really liked our band person, our band like teacher and director.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so like he would let kids like skip class and go hang out in his room,
nice.
basically. And so I joined band because why not? And then I just like experimented with different instruments. I played the French horn and I attempted the saxophone.
The French horn, that's cool.
That's that thing that you put your hand in it.
Yeah.
But your hand gets all wet from your saliva because you're spitting into the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was kind of gross. And then I did the drums, mostly because some of the other drummers were cute boys.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I wanted to learn how to play the drums with them. So,
Yeah, all
played around.
The cute boys played the drums.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Parker.
Is your right side up?
Oh, well.
I want to be a surprise.
Surprise!
Never have I ever broken a bone.
Nope.
Ooh, you never have? Wow.
Nope.
I broke my wrist skiing. I was in 8th grade, and it was my first time ever skiing. And there was no bunny trail. There was no, like, lessons. It was just come out of your condo, walk, like, through the yard, and you're in the, like, middle of a mountain, and just, like, go on down.
Oh, God.
And I fell too many times. And what was funny is because after the ski trip, we went home, and, like, I kept telling my mom my wrist hurts. And she's like, stop being so dramatic. You're fine. Like, she didn't think that it was something serious. And so I went to school the next day, and I'm like, man, this thing really hurts. And then she took me for x-rays, and they didn't see anything broken.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And she was like, I knew you were being dramatic, you know? I don't know. She probably didn't really say that, but I knew she was thinking it.
Right.
But then they, like, called back, like, the next day or something, and they were like, oh, you know, another radiologist or imaging person, whatever they're called, you know, was looking at your x-rays, and we did find a fracture. And I was like, I told you.
Told you. They said that actually fractures hurt more than the broken bones.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like take more time to heal or
Yeah.
something. So I was like,
And I still, like, my wrist makes
Oh,
weird
really?
popping sounds sometimes.
ew,
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
ew. Let's see. Never have I ever gone skinny dipping. I don't think that I have.
No? I have a couple times. One time I went in the ocean. But
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah. That was kind of scary.
At
Of,
night?
like, yeah,
When
nighttime.
like I would never swim in the ocean at night.
Yeah, it was scary. And
No.
a crab bit my toe. But, I mean, thank goodness it was just a toe.
Yeah, this is true.
But yeah, that was kind of scary.
It's kind of that's really I would not. Not in the dark. There's too many things.
Never have I ever gone to work still drunk from the night before. This is one of those, I know I've done it, but I can't remember
You don't
a
have a
specific
story.
story. I
Yeah.
think Tanya remembers a specific.
I did go to work drunk, and I shouldn't have been driving, but I think I did not realize that I was drunk until I'd already gotten to work. So, like, I remember the night before, I kept making my friend pull over so I could throw up. It was not good. It was not cute. And so I got to work, and I just remember, like, not wanting to do anything, and just, like, I was like, oh, God, like, my head was kind of spinning. Like,
Wow,
I
you
was
were
like-
really drunk.
Yeah, I was, like, drunk, and I shouldn't have been at work. So I, like, basically closed my office door and kind of just put my head down. I worked at a bank, you guys.
Oh, it was a big girl
It
job.
was a big girl job. It was like, I was in charge of people.
That's scary.
And I don't think that any of those people knew that what was going on with me. They had no
They know
clue.
now.
They know. You guys know now. I went to work drunk, okay?
Never have I ever mistaken someone
Oh,
for
God.
someone else.
This is like really bad though. Like it's really bad. It's okay.
A good story though.
Okay. So I was on a dating app, okay, and I saw this guy and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so and so." And so I start messaging him.
Give him a pretend name.
Jeffrey.
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking Jeff.
Oh my god, I probably hinted that. Like, let me think of a name.
That's Jeff. The name I was gonna say.
Jeffrey. So I saw Jeffrey and I was like, oh my god, it's Jeffrey. Like, I really like him. Like, we dated before and we dated, but he lived far away and he was in town. So, but we still talked and all this stuff. So that went on. We did that for like 3 months, probably. Like, he would come back into town and we would hang out again and stuff. And so I saw him, and so I started talking to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, remember when blah, 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 blah. And the guy says, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just like, what? Like, is he being sarcastic? Like, what do you mean? You know?
Why is he playing with me?
Why is he playing with me? So I was just like, no, remember blah, blah. And he goes, I do not have any clue what you're talking about. Okay, let's just keep in mind that this man had the same name, the same height, lived in the same town, like the same age. Everything was the same. All right? He looked a little bit different, as in, like, it looked like he had a couple rough years, okay? I hadn't seen Jeffrey in a while. So, finally, I was like, I have his phone number. Like, I should just text him because he's being so weird. So, I text him, and I said, why are you pretending like you don't know what I'm talking about? And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, are you on a dating site? And he goes, what do you mean? He's like, he was like in New York or something at the time. And I'm just like, what? And I was like, I'm talking to this guy and I'm telling this guy. And he's like, well, it's not me. And I was just like, oh my God. Then I sent him the picture of the guy and he was like, Tanya, like, really? I was just like, well, I thought that you had a couple of rough years. Like, like I still was like interested, whatever.
Oh, poor Jeffrey.
But I did not go out with the new Jeffrey. So I immediately deleted the app because I felt as though I probably just shouldn't be on the app.
That's probably a good
I couldn't even recognize someone that I had had sexual relations with. I didn't even know. Oh God, it's so bad. That was terrible. Okay, been on TV. Never have I ever been on TV. No.
I have a couple times. Well, when I was younger, I was a competitive dancer, and we used to perform on the March of Dimes telethon.
Oh, March of Dimes.
So that was one thing. And then also when I was living in Savannah, I was waitressing for a different restaurant, not the one Miley Cyrus came in, but a different one. And they filmed a commercial there, and I was in the commercial. I was doing a wine tasting in the commercial, and I had to like take a sip of wine and be like,
I feel like I could do that. Oh, we need to do another take.
Yeah. Yep.
That's hilarious.
Never have I ever ridden on a horse.
I have.
I rode on a horse on the Hollywood sign, like the Hollywood in California. Like there's like a trail that goes along the sign. And I was there with my one of my best friends from college, and her horse was like tiptoeing at the edge of the cliff. And there was like, back then, I don't know if it's like this now, but back then there was no railing, there was no guardrail, there was nothing. Like her horse literally could have just like bloop and like fallen off the cliff, and hers was on the edge, and I'm behind her, and my horse was being good and like hugging the mountain. And so I was fine, I was safe, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my best friend is gonna fall off this cliff right now on her horse. It was awful.
I mean, at least she didn't fall off
I know. It was funny.
Yeah, we spent all of our summers in Tennessee, and my grandpa had horses, and he taught us all how to ride horses. And then he got to where he was just like, oh, y'all go out and, be back by dark or whatever, and we thought that we were cowboys. And we would, like, be taking the horses out. One time we brought a puppy home.
Aww.
My grandma's like, no, take it back. One time we brought a whole ass horse home. It followed us, and we were like, and it was like 2 days after we brought the puppy home.
Oh.
And so we brought the horse home, and my grandpa's like, I think it's like one of the Mennonite boys' horse or whatever, because it wasn't behind a fence. It just started following us. So he puts it behind, like, the electric fence, okay? So this is a Mennonite horse. They don't know anything about electricity.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's dark, okay? And he puts it behind, and it's like one strand of electricity. And so he puts the horse back there.
Oh, no.
And the horse, like, just takes off and runs. And all you see is, like, it's like this spark across the horse. It didn't hurt the horse. It was fine. It was a spark across the horse, but he went through the fence and took the whole fence down.
Oh, my gosh. That poor baby.
In the middle of the night. But then he took off, and my grandpa's like, And it was as soon as he put the horse in.
Oh, my God.
And so my grandpa was like, he'll go back home. Like, he was probably like, what the heck is going on? Because when he hit it, I think it probably, like, freaked him out, and he didn't know to get back from it. He went through it, like, just trying to, like, go through it. But he was following our horses, and he wouldn't, like, stop following them. So my grandpa just, like, closed him in the thing, and he was going to call one of the guys to come and get him. Mm-hmm. But the horse just took off and took down the whole fence. We were forever, like, destroying my grandfather's stuff.
Clearly.
We, like, one time hooked the horses up to a railing that was hooked up to a porch, and they took down the railing. They backed. We've had two of them, and we roped them around because we thought we were cowboys. And they, like, backed up and pulled the railing out. And all the meanwhile, my great-grandmother was standing in the window looking and laughing. And
whose porch was it?
It was my great-grandmother's porch. And my grandpa was like, I told y'all not to do that.
Oh my gosh.
We were always doing something getting in trouble.
You were mischievous.
We thought we were cowboys, okay? He used to call us cowboys, so we believed it. It's so funny.
Oh, you got it.
All right. Never have I ever cried in front of my friends. Just busted out crying.
Yep. The other day we were attempting to record here, and I was having a bad day, and I just busted out crying for really no good reason at all.
No, it wasn't. I mean, the reason you gave me, I was like, are we sure that is the reason? Like,
was just having a bad day.
I was like, are you okay? Like, I didn't know. I was like, what's going on? What's happening? Well, I was just like, I don't know. It's a good thing we screwed that up. Oh, yeah, I've done it.
Do you have any stories?
Well, I was getting divorced, and me and my friend, who probably has never seen me cry ever before this, we're driving down the road, and we're always joking and laughing and, like, making each other laugh or whatever. And she just, like, hit me in the face with a rubber band. And normally, I would just take the rubber band and, like, hit her back in the face with it. But she hit me in the face, and I was just like, while I'm driving. And still to this day, she's always like, remember that time I hit you in the face with the rubber band? And he just started crying. She was just like, what happened? Like, like, it wasn't the rubber band. It was like, it topped it on everything. And I had so much stress, like, built up that I was just like, I had to let it out.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Well, I'm glad you didn't hit me in the face with a rubber band
No.
the other day.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I had no clue.
Never have I ever been fired.
I don't think I've been fired. I don't recall.
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do?
I feel like a couple times. I have a bad
couple
attitude. I'm from New Jersey, okay?
She said I have a bad attitude.
And One was just a waitressing job, and I
Yeah.
allegedly had an attitude with the owner. Allegedly. And one was actually a big girl job. It was I was a therapist working for a community mental health agency, and they were changing the policy to where they wanted us to type our notes while we were seeing clients.
Yeah.
And I was not going to do that because if I'm seeing a client, I'm going to be like face to face with my client. I'm not going to be on my computer screen.
Right.
And they were like, "What do you mean you're not going to do that?" And I was like, "Well, I'm just not going to do that." And it just kind of snowballed from there. And they said that we didn't share the same values. And I was like, "You're damn straight. I don't share the same values." And again, I mouthed off a little bit because that's what I do. And so, yeah. But that's when I opened up my therapy practice.
Yeah.
And now I don't have any bosses telling me how to do my notes.
Now you can have an attitude anytime you want.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jeez. Let's see. Never have I ever used a paper map. We're Gen Xers.
Yeah.
Of course we've used paper maps.
Yeah. I never was good at it, though. They're hard to read.
They are hard to read. I remember, like, taking the map out and highlighting the route.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we used to, like, highlight the route. And then I remember one time I was, like, with my friend, and she's reading a map. We were actually coming to Myrtle Beach. Oh, my God, that's so funny. We were on our way to Myrtle Beach. And I was like, which road do I take? And she goes, just keep taking the pink road. And I'm just like, there's no pink road. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then probably like 10 years ago, 10 years ago, like we had maps on like our phone and stuff, you know? So my parents were somewhere and I was in their back seat and they're like, how do we get to blah, blah, blah? And I had their paper map out because she gave me the map and she said, find this. So I'm taking the map and I'm doing this, like trying to spread it, make it bigger because I couldn't read it.
How did that work out?
So used to it, and I just started laughing at myself, like, yeah, it wasn't working. It was terrible.
Wasn't working?
Yeah, I needed glasses, but I was refusing. Oh, never have I ever ghosted someone.
Oh,
I have for sure. And I think we talked about this because we're like, why do we ghost someone?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing that? It's something I definitely don't want to do.
right.
I don't like doing it, but it's almost like I feel like I have to do it.
Yeah. I've been honest too many times, like telling a guy, you know, like after we've gone on a date or two, like, you know, I've enjoyed getting to know you, but I don't think, you know, I'm feeling the romantic spark that I was looking for. And like I've so many times just gotten backlash, like I've been called selfish for it, that I'm like making judgments or like just nastiness.
Yeah.
One guy like threw a temper tantrum, like really like in a scary way, and so sometimes it's just like safer and easier to just ghost, which I hate that that's the way it is.
I hate it too, and like I think I used to get like, oh well, I didn't like you anyway, and I'm like, what? Like, okay, nanny, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like it was so stupid. But I don't know, you know, and I feel like it is kind of like just like an avoidant thing where like we just want to avoid all the drama and we're going to exit peacefully.
Yeah.
You know? And like I don't want to do it, but I have definitely done it.
Yeah.
A lot of times like I can talk to them, like I won't like block them or anything, and I'll just still like, if they contact me, I might respond to them or I might not. I just try to be friendly.
Yeah.
But
if they ask me for a reason, I'll give it.
Yeah.
But
Same. Yeah, and they don't like the truth.
They don't like the truth.
If you tell them the truth, that's when you get the, well, you're this and you're that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, you asked me. I already know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
You don't need to list all of those things.
Never have I ever skipped school.
I have.
I got karma the time I did a couple times, but this particular time I got karma because it was senior skip day, and so we had all planned to go to the beach, and so we did, and we were playing volleyball, and I went to like serve the ball, and my bathing suit strap broke right here, and so
Oh no.
my top like broke and my whole boob came out. And
I think we have that in another question.
Oh yeah. So that was like karma for skipping school that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
I used to skip school all the time.
Yeah.
And like one time I skipped school with this girl that lived next door to me, and her mom, I didn't know, like she was new in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to take her to school, and I skipped school with her, and her mom had it where if she skipped school, they were supposed to call her. And I didn't know that. So this was before cell phones. So we didn't have cell phones. We were at my friend's house, and next thing I know, I hear my mom knocking on his door. Tanya, get out here! And I was like, what the hell? I was like, how did she know I was over here? She like stalking me or something. So then I never skipped school with that girl again. I'm not saying I never skipped school again. I just didn't skip with her.
With that girl.
Yeah, because
she was gonna get you in trouble.
Yeah, she was gonna get me in trouble. You know, she was not the vibe.
Yeah. I would like to say I never skipped school again, but I think I did not learn from the bathing suit mishap, and I probably skipped school again.
I definitely skipped school, and I shouldn't have skipped school. This is kind of funny. My brother was like really smart, and I was just like doing whatever I could just to get out of school, you know? So we had like the same, he was a couple grades below me, but we had one of the teachers the same. So I would have it last period, and he would have it like first or second. And so the teacher would say to him, so Mr. Parker, is your sister going to come to class today? And he would say, I don't know. She dropped me out front this morning and left. So everybody knew. It's whatever.
It's your fault.
Oh, God. Okay, never have I ever gone to the beach alone. I have, and it's amazing.
I prefer it, I think.
Same. I think it's so great. It's just so peaceful to just like watch the waves and listen to them and walk at the beach. I like taking my coffee and going in the morning.
Yeah.
And watching the sun come up. Like that's my favorite.
I'm not going that
I know you're not watching the sun come up. You watch the sun go down.
Yeah.
But I like to watch the sun come up. Okay. It's very nice.
Yes.
It's very peaceful. Everyone should go to the beach alone. You got one more?
One more. Oh, never have I ever had an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction.
We heard about Yes.
I have another one too.
Oh, tell us the other one.
My bathing suit mishap. So the Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh yeah.
So when I was growing up, like I said, I was a competitive dancer, and we used to have competitions all over the East Coast. So this one time, I think I was 16 or 17, and we had a competition in Myrtle Beach. Actually, I was living in New Jersey at the time. And we were waiting online because the Hard Rock Cafe had just opened, and so we were outside, and it was really hot, and we had been out on the beach all day. And I guess I was probably on an empty stomach or whatever. And I passed out, like from the heat and exhaustion or whatever. And I like fainted, and my mom tried to like hold me up. And so the bouncers came over to help her, and they like carried me into the building. And once I got into the air conditioning, I kind of was like coming to a little bit. And so then the bouncers like walked me over to the wall, and they put me so my back was up against the wall. Mm-hmm. And they were holding my shoulders, and they were like, just, slide yourself down the wall until you're on the floor.
Yeah.
And so I start to slide down the wall, and my little sundress got stuck on the wall. So my dress stays up here, and my body's going down. So my dress is going higher and higher and higher. And it's like grand opening of this Hard Rock Cafe. So it's super crowded. There's people everywhere. And my mom is like, I mean, I didn't know this at the time, but she told me afterwards. She's like trying to tug on my dress and like get it to like come down. And I'm just like sitting there afterwards, and they're like bringing me orange juice and like wet rags and like being really nice. And I was like, they're being so nice to me. And I was like, Mom, I'm so embarrassed. And she was just like, oh, you have no idea. You don't know how embarrassed you actually are.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, mine was while I was working at the bank. This was before I was in charge of anyone. So, um, on this particular day, let's just say that I was bent over in the refrigerator getting pigs in the blanket out because we had had some kind of like dinner there or something where everybody brought food, and I was getting food out of the refrigerator, and all of a sudden my boss comes running in there with her sweater, and she's like, "Here, wrap this around you." And I was like, what's going on, and she's just like, "Your pants split in the back." And I was like, "What?" She goes, "Such and such told us." And it was the guy that I always flirted with. Okay, like I want to say like I had like a little bit of a crush on him.
Was it Jeffrey?
But his name did start with a J, I believe. They all start with J's. But no, it wasn't. It was a different guy. So he had went and told my boss that I busted my pants, and I was like, "What?" So I was so embarrassed. I couldn't look at him for like a week. I think he had a hard time looking at me too, because he knew that she told me that he told or whatever.
Then he saw your booty.
Yeah. But I mean, I had black pants and black underwear on. I was like, I'm just glad I didn't have a thong on because But I probably would have noticed. You felt the breeze.
Felt the draft.
Yeah. It was so bad. I was like, I guess I don't need any pigs in a blanket. I am a pig in a blanket. It's terrible.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, everyone should do this.
Yeah.
I think this is a good.
I bet this would be a good activity for like at a friend's.
Oh, yeah.
At a gathering.
Yeah, like girls' night or something like that. Drink your wine and play Never Have I Ever. I think it's actually a drinking game.
Is it? I can see that. I mean, I guess you could make anything a drinking game, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? What are we doing next week?
Next week, we're going to be learning about EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique. And this is the tapping method that like taps on your pressure points. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be learning how to like reduce our anxiety that way.
Nice. I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thank you for listening. Yeah. Make sure that you subscribe and you like us and let everyone know. And let us know if there's something else you want us to talk about. And we will see you next week. So, bye.
Bye.